This is a setup video for this Simon & Patrick Cedar 12 string. We're going to condition the fretboard, clean the frets up, and get a new pair of strings on this guitar and get it in good working order. There's a few ways to clip the strings. I've started just loosening them up and then clipping them over the sound hole. Some folks will unwind them at the tuning knobs and take them out that way. It's not a right or wrong way, it's just a preference thing. I used two different bridge pin pullers for this. I bought a new one, the Music Nomad grip puller, about a $9 tool. I think for bridge pins that are stuck in the bridge, it would have been preferred over the Diodario string winder. However, these pins were loose, so it ended up not being a big deal for this project. As I'll talk about more in a minute, I actually replaced these bridge pins. They're plastic. It's a cheaper guitar, so I replaced them with some real bone bridge pins. This is the Music Nomad fret polishing cleaning kit, and then the Music Nomad F1 fretboard oil that we're going to apply to this dried out rosewood fretboard. I'm going to be pretty liberal with the amount I use. Just you can see how light brown this fretboard is, and so we're going to apply that in between every fret. Spend a lot of time. You can see how sped up this is. I spent a lot of time on this, and it really transforms the health as well as the aesthetic of the neck, as you'll see here. You just see how dark brown that is now and how healthy looking. These are the polishing, sanding pads that I use that we're going to use on these frets to get them polished up. And then I mentioned this earlier, but these are those plastic bridge pins. You can see that one actually I was able to snap in half. So before I took the strings off of this, the bridge looked like it was coming up maybe a little bit, not on that side. That looks good to me. You can't even tell. It goes under just a little bit. I may regret this down the line, but I'm not going to remove this bridge and re-glue it. I mean, I think that's good enough. So this is the big screw up of this video. I record a lot of the audio after the fact, this piece included. I hate this angle. By the time I realized how bad it was far too late. The strings were already back on the guitar. So we're stuck with this, but what you're going to see me doing here is taking these new sanding pads that are, between 15 and 3,000 grit, so very, very smooth, and just working every single fret. And so you can't see it good. Again, I hate this angle, but take those little blue handled guides, lay that over each fret, and then work those sanding pads over it until we have a nice, clean, smooth looking fret. These frets are going to look brand new when I'm done with this. Again, sped this up big time, so you don't have to watch me go through every one of these. I spent a lot of time on this, getting those polished, cleaned up, using that F1 fret polish. I had to wait a few days to get my pure bone bridge pins in. I always go pure bone. They're pretty cheap and they sound way better than plastic. The audio on this next clip isn't good, but I left it in just to preserve the organic teaching moment that came up while I was doing this. So it goes on the far end, right? Mm-hmm. And so these are called bridge pins. Oh. This is big 12th. Actually, I'm sorry. We're gonna put it actually is the .27 is the 12th string. The fatter string goes in front of it. Those are also bridge pins. And so we're gonna push that in there. Hit me there. That's right. Eddie, there's a tool over there, the peg turner. This? No. This? No, it's not in the toolbox. It's right beside the toolbox. This? That's the one, yeah. You gonna hand me that? Okay. And so like I said, we're not gonna... So when you're doing this, you want to take it to the next peg, pull it back, and then wrap it around. Okay?
I'm not really good.
Not yet, but one day you will be. And so you always turn it to the inside. So we're turning it to the inside, right?
Dad, are we going to need more of these? There's like 10 more holes.
Mm-hmm. There's 10 more strings.
Cool.
I lost my apprentice after this, so we're back to the voiceover and the better audio. But the next part of this video is just the stringing of this guitar and showing, you know, back and forth between the headstock and the bridge. A lot of people are afraid to restring their guitar and definitely afraid to restring their 12 string. It's not that much different. Strings are a little close together. You know, you got 6 groups of 2. The biggest thing, it just takes a little longer. And sometimes, I mean, I made some mistakes that you don't see in here. I had to pull a string out, put it back in there. But you just take your time, and you end up with a much better sounding guitar than with those old strings that you probably should have replaced a year ago. And that's just part of playing guitar, part of keeping up with your instrument. So my advice to folks out there that have been putting it off, buy a good set of $20 strings. You won't have to do this for a while. These Diodarios that I put on here will last a while. I don't play this guitar that much, but as you'll see at the end of this thing, I mean, it just sounds so much better. So much better. Part of it's the strings. Part of it's having a hydrated neck. Part of it's having all that crap cleaned off of the frets. But all that stuff makes a huge difference. And so just encourage anybody that's out there. I'm not a professional luthier. I just do these videos because it's fun. But dive in. Take a chance. Take your time. You're going to have a much better guitar, much better sounding guitar because of it. In case you're wondering why you watch this, I don't like the drill bit tuning turner for this. I've broke some strings, not using that, but I sometimes will get those strings too tight anyway. I like the happy medium that the manual turner provides between, obviously it is a complete pain in the butt to do it by hand. That turner cuts the time by 10, not as fast as the drill, but fast enough where I can really feel what's going on with it while we're turning it. Someday I may be comfortable enough with the drill to use it, but for now this is my tool of choice, and it's worked well. One thing not shown in any real detail in this video is me tuning this guitar. Just like the difference in restringing a 6-string and a 12-string, tuning it also takes more time. It is what it is. You get better at it the more you do it. If that's something you guys would want to see, let me know. I can do a tuning video, but it wasn't really the main purpose of this video. So once the tuning's done, time to check the action and see how it sounds. Action on this is pretty high. You can just tell by looking at it. So it may be okay. So it's E open. It's good enough for government work. A little high. Not bad. Guys, that's close enough. I'm not going to mess with this truss rod. Thank you guys for watching. Comments are welcome below. Stay tuned for some videos of me playing this guitar now that the setup is complete.